Namaste, this is your Charanya. Today's episode is the ninth episode of the Ramayana. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel which encourages us to do more such videos. Let's begin. King Janaka was a much revered friend of King Dasharatha, who when he performed his yaga for Pragani did not send mere messengers but ministers to invite King Janaka. King Janaka was a noble and a warrior king. He had also learned Shastras and Vedas like any Rishi. He was the beloved pupil of Yajnavalkya, whose exposition of the Brahmanyana is the substance of an Upanishad. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells that King Janaka was a Karma Yogin. Thus, King Janaka was worthy to become the father of Sita in her human form. One day, when King Janaka decided to perform a yaga, he chose a site which has to be plowed. As usual, it was done by his own hands. When he was plowing, there was an obstacle. When he saw what it was a small box. In that box was a beautiful baby girl, a charming one. Janaka took that baby girl. His joy knew no bounds. As he was childless earlier, now he accepted the baby girl as the gift of the gods and as his daughter, and named her Sita. Besides Sita, she had other names like Janaki, which means the daughter of Janaka, Maithili, the princess of Mithila, and Vaidehi. Princess Janaki, Sita, she was a very radiant and vibrant girl. She was a brilliant girl right from her childhood. One day she was playing the game of ball and her ball passed through a big bow. So she pushed that big bow and took her ball. King Janaka was astonished. That bow couldn't be lifted by a normal human. He had got that bow from the gift of the gods. So he decided that anyone who would lift that bow and strike an arrow could marry Sita. And time came for her Swayamvaram and he arranged for it. Many princes who had heard of Sita's beauty had come to try, but none of them succeeded. Now let us see what happened to Rama, Lakshmana, and Vishwamitra as they were continuing the journey to the kingdom of Mithila. So Rama and Vishwamitra and Lakshmana, they passed through a river and finally reached the banks of river Ganga. They thought of taking a bit rest. When they were taking rest, on the request of the both princes, Vishwamitra started to tell a story of Ganga. There was a king named Sagara who had two wives, Kesini and Sumati. Both of his wives and the king performed tapas to get a child, and he was blessed by the Rishi Bhrigu that he would get a number of sons with undying fame. He said that one of his wives would give birth to 60,000 sons, and the other of the wife would give birth to one son who would continue the lineage. Both the wives bowed to the Rishi and said which one of them would give birth to how many sons. Sage Bhrigu left it to them only to choose. Kesini said that she wanted only one son who would continue the lineage, while Sumati said that she is okay with an alternative, which means she's okay to have 60,000 sons. And then Sage Bhrigu said, so be it. King Sagara was blessed with sons. Kesini gave birth to a son named Asmanjas, and Sumati gave birth to mass which was divided into 60,000 parts and it became 60,000 sons. As these sons reached their princehood, this Asmanjas became cruel. He started throwing babies in the river, and when they were struggling and the babies died, Asmanjas would laugh cruelly. People hated him and he was banished out of the kingdom. Asmanjas' son, to the relief of all, was dead opposite. He was a very good person and a bright warrior. One day, King Sagara decided to perform Ashwamedha Yaga. King Sagara had a lot of power and his fame was known in all the worlds. King Indra became envious of that. He thought if King Sagara performed this Ashwamedha Yaga, he would become even more powerful. So he decided to steal the horse. he stole the horse and hid it near a sage Kapila's ashram. So now King Sagara sent out his 60,000 sons to search for that horse. It was nowhere to be found on earth or in the heaven. Now King Sagara sent his sons to search it in the netherworld, and there his sons found the horse in Kapila's ashram. His sons were so enraged that they said that this person who is in the form of a rishi is a thief. Come, let's burn this ashram. Now, sage Kapila was terrified and very angry because they had disturbed him when he was performing his tapas. When he opened his eyes, those 60,000 suns were burned into ashes. That's it for today. Let us see what happens in the next episode. Thank you.